What's going on, internet? How's it going, YouTube, FNT crowd, geeks and gamers? I really just want to rant a little bit about a couple things right now, okay? This is my second time recording this video. Bear with me. I'm new to this whole thing, but I just really want to throw a little bit of praise on FNT and on Chrissie Mayr right now. These are some thoughts I've had for a little while now, some opinions I've had for a while. I've just been kind of hesitant, but lazy to just hit record and get the ideas off my chest and out onto the interwebs for people to listen to and discuss and what have you. So, what do I mean by some praise? Well, this is a big word, but I really do believe that FNT, Friday Night Tights, and Geeks and Gamers are doing something revolutionary right now. Chrissie Mayr as well. Okay. Now, who are they? What are they doing? FNT's been around since 2018. For those of you who don't know, Friday Night Tights. It's a social critique, social commentary podcast. It's a weekly deal. If you need to know what day of the week it's on, oh my gosh, it's again, I think it's revolutionary. Yes, it's a big word, but some of the things they have been doing have been changing the game and inspiring a lot of people like myself to get up off of our literal and or metaphorical asses and get out there and start creating and adding our voices to this ongoing conversation that's happening. Okay. I think this is important because what these guys are doing, what the show has become, and what happens every week is a real-time social event, a live social event, an interactive social event, okay? These guys don't just talk about movies, comics, and entertainment stuff. They get into politics, they get into social issues, they get into some international stuff sometimes. It really depends what's in the news cycle and what's relevant. That's the other key thing. It's always relevant. Okay? They unite worlds. A lot of times they have guests from very diverse backgrounds. People from the film industry, from Hollywood, people who are more from the internet, in terms of like streamers, gamers, other content creators. Sometimes political figures. They have had Alex Jones on once. Clearly he is not a gamer or a Hollywood film producer or anything like that. He's got a slightly different designation, if you will. But again, these guys unite worlds, and the main tenet that seems to be the underlying sort of theme or MO, if you will, is free speech, openness, honest expression, free expression. No, that's not just pass for Ryan Kill to say that one word as many times as he wants. No, it goes a little deeper than that. They have conflicting opinions. They get into discussions, heated debates, and whatnot. And they look at a lot of angles in terms of opinions, perspectives. You could say they tend to have like a general political lean. They all generally lean right. That's fine. Okay. For me, what I really like is that they're all about uniting worlds under the guise of, or sort of through the lens of open dialogue, free speech. You know, you kind of have to be about that when you have 9, 10 plus people conversing nonstop for 5 hours. You know, that's a real conversation. You can't really script that. You know, it would be painstaking at least, and just not feasible. Okay, and that's why they have been such a success. That Alex Jones episode I mentioned, it was Alex Jones and quartering. They topped out at, I think, 17,000 live viewers. So that's 17,000 individual viewers contributing to the live chat, throwing in jokes, memes, references, asking questions, sending in super chats, which, I mean, that's a huge topic in itself when it comes to these guys. Not only are they bringing real opinions and real perspectives and just entertainment out to people, but they're being rewarded for it handsomely. People are voting with their dollars. People enjoy FNT. That's why they tune in. That's why the numbers are increasing, both in viewership as well as, I guess, profitability, if you want to use one of those terms. They have certainly surpassed the TV equivalent. Okay, nobody is biting their nails on a Friday afternoon waiting for the evening to tune into their favorite show that comes on Friday night. You know, we don't really have that kind of TV culture anymore. So people look forward to other things, streams from their favorite streamers. Maybe a release here or there, but since everything is so on demand now, there's not much to really need to tune into live for anymore. Okay, FNT is bringing that back. Okay, yes, they have VODs. You can watch the uploads of all the previous episodes. For those who work or just have, those schedules. But catching it live is really, that's where the kicks are. Okay, having the ability to just fire away jokes and quips and questions and critiques and comments and complaints or whatever in real time, and have some of them acknowledged and actually responded to, that's priceless compared to the entertainment of yesteryear. Okay, and that's why they're replacing TV. That's why they're replacing their corporate peers, CNN. Less than a month. Okay, I think the number being thrown around was 10K subscribers, 10K viewers. FNT beats that every single Friday. I don't think there's ever been a show, not since I've been watching it for probably almost a year now. I don't think there's ever been a show where they had under 10K viewers. Usually there's like 2K people waiting before the show even starts. Okay, so yeah, eat your heart out, Stelter. Okay, these corporate hacks producing these, well manicured, super prim and proper, overproduced, completely sterile, sort of soundbite type media where it's 30 seconds of hard-hitting journalism and then 40 seconds of corporate sponsored commercials or whatever. People aren't interested in that anymore. Not even for free. Why the fuck would they pay to get more of that? I could do a video on that in itself. But yeah, they are surpassing their corporate peers. People want real. Well, period. People want real. They want real stuff. They want real stories, real characters, real opinions from other real people out there who are looking at this really crazy world and thinking to themselves, wow, is anyone else seeing this? So that kind of takes me to my next point of why I really admire what these guys are doing and why I use that big R word. Not Ryan's favorite word, but revolutionary. Okay, I think these guys are inspiring. Many times in chat, I see this sentiment mirrored, something along the lines of, "Hey, I really love you guys. Been watching you guys for a year now. You guys inspired me to make my own YouTube channel. Now I make videos on, commenting on this and that, and I get my voice out there, and I'm so happy and accomplished, and it's great." Okay, there really is a spirit of collaboration versus petty competition. Okay, there's definitely competition, but that competition is, there's sort of a tacit understanding that it's all of us average, everyday people competing with the corporate giants, with the CNNs, with the G4s, or the networks formerly known as G4 or whatever the fuck. Okay, and there is no competition because they can't compete. Okay, nobody wants. You go look at the numbers for G4 streams, okay, and look at the interaction in chat, okay, and tell me that's real and organic and sustainable and profitable and enjoying, or fosters enjoyment for the viewer. And I'll call you a fucking liar, okay? None of those things are happening with these corporate-backed endeavors, all right? FNT is 8 guys with webcams and an extremely talented producer, X-Ray Girl, and can't forget Chrissie Mayr. But the point is, it's just average nerds who are like, you know what? This shit coming out of the box is crap. The shit on the big screen is crap. The shit being printed is crap. We got something to say about it. And by the way, we're making our own stuff. Shout out to Eric July and the Ripaverse. Guys said, you know what? Time to bin the DCEU and the MCU and just make our own universe, our own fandom, reclaim the fandom. So I'm all about that. Last sort of point I want to mention on to really kind of come around third base and head back home for my assertion that this stuff is revolutionary. Because some of you, I know there's a lot of detractors and definitely some haters of FNT. A lot of critiques, a lot of ists and isms, labels thrown at them. But I'm looking ahead. That's why I use that big R word. I'm looking ahead. Okay. And one thing that really got me thinking in this mindset is Chrissie Mayr's Content House. Okay. Now, I think this is a great idea. I'm surprised no one had really done it before, or I just hadn't heard of it before. But what you have here is a comedian renting a house for 48 hours and filling that house with other comedians, content creators, internet personalities, OnlyFans people, some techies, some musicians, nerds. I don't know if there's any strippers, but conceivably, that would probably happen eventually. And they did a bunch of events. They had cameras and mics in different rooms, different parts of the house, and they were just streaming the whole thing constantly. Okay? You might think, well, that sounds like Real World or Big Brother or something, so what's the difference? Well, this wasn't from a network. This wasn't on TV. This wasn't overproduced. This was barely produced. It definitely could have had more cameras. But the idea is it was organic. It was real. It was as organic as you could do this type of thing feasibly on websites with TOSs and yada, yada, yada. there was a lot happening. There was a portion where, and the great thing was, it, again, organic. People would be doing whatever they wanted at any given time, and the chat would be sort of matching what was happening, but also collaborating, also giving suggestions, asking questions, contributing to the interviews. That was my favorite part of it. Was just this overall feeling of not plug and play. What's the term I'm looking for? Kind of a mix and match, cookie cutter. Not in a bad way though. You had like you would have interviews going on the couch with several people, and they're talking about the state of internet culture and OnlyFans and porn and stuff like that. And then you might tune in an hour later and they're doing a drinking game, and then you tune in an hour later and at one point there was a side-by-side stream where like half the house was in the jacuzzi, the other half of the house was inside the house on the couch, doing live comedy, talking a lot of shit about the jacuzzi. So that was really funny having those two. It was like dueling streams. It was like National Geo. They were like, here we observe the the whatever in their natural habitat, the chlamydia infested hot tub. They at one point went to a shooting range. They went to a roller rink, some restaurant outings. They had karaoke, a couple of like meal streams, like watching them cook. So it was a great mix of just seemed like good friends or good people who could be good friends, coming together to just shoot the shit and create content for 48 hours. I think they went longer actually, like 50 or whatever, but they definitely went over. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I tuned in a couple times when I was able, and whenever I was able to, it was pretty entertaining. Okay. Why am I harping on the content house, right? Well, the future I see is essentially live peer-to-peer parties, streams, basically. You're going to have internet personalities like Chrissie Mayr, some bigger, some smaller, some more based, some insufferably woke, probably, who will do the same type of thing in their own way. Get a house, get a venue, get some, maybe retreat out to nature, bring a bunch of friends, a bunch of other personalities, known figures of interest, and what I envision is essentially, it's Friday night and people aren't really going out to the club. They're not really going out to the movies. They're not really Netflix and chilling. What they're doing is they're having a powwow. They're having a wine and dine at their house, a kickback or whatever, and they're live streaming it. And them and their friends are opening up their party to the internet. And I can envision systems like Twitch, like YouTube, maybe more so like Twitch, where you have these live party streams that are sort of competing in hierarchy to be rated as the best one. And you're going to have these streams calling in or streaming into each other, and in real time doing like game shows and cross interviews and sort of overlapping their spheres of influence and spheres of fandoms, and overlapping their chats in real time. That's where I see things going. Okay. At several points during the content house, you had other streamers like Adam Krigler, Frankie McDonald's streamed in a couple times. There were a bunch of others. Like I said, I couldn't see the whole thing. I don't think anyone was able to really. That'd be kind of crazy. Gotta do other stuff too. But the point is, it was there. It was available. You could hop in and out. You could tune in and out at any point, and there would probably be something on the screen that you could get a kick out of. And if not, there's a chat, so you can create your own entertainment. You can get meta, or you can get satirical and all that stuff. So I think I've I think I've touched on all the points that I want to, and yeah, this video feels like pretty dry compared to what the actual adoration I feel for these guys, because I really respect what they're doing in terms of just being willing to put yourself out there and let your voice be heard, let your opinion be heard and be known on things, especially opinions that might run counter to the popular culture, so to speak. And I don't know if I used this term. I think I used it last my other little video, but it's a kind of a grassroots counterculture movement. That's what it feels like. So I can definitely respect that, and I can get behind that. Hence me making this channel, this video. And I hope some of you guys from FNT watch this and you can see that there's a ton of people out there that you may not expect to be huge fans that in fact are. Okay? It is so freaking weird looking at the camera. I am not used to that yet. So hopefully as time progresses, these videos will become much less scuffed. Yeah. Thank you so much. I don't have a clever, witty outro yet, or any kind of special catchphrase, so yeah, oh well.